So right now I'm just tracing all the pattern pieces. Just lay out everything that you've already made. Trace it. I'm using a black marker just so you can see the lines a little bit better. Just make sure your pieces don't move, just like we did with the ballet flat. This is my outside upper piece. Okay, then I'll do my tongue. I'll do my vamp. Then I'll be putting together, I've already traced these pieces. So these are my lining pieces, my heel counter, and then my two quarter pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and then I'll pick up after I've already traced and cut everything out. Okay, so I'm just about done tracing everything out. I'm doing the vamp here. Again, you want to just make sure things don't move while you're tracing. If you've got weights, you can use those. Okay, so we've got all of those pieces. Okay, many times if I'm cutting, I like to work with a smaller piece to cut with, so I have all of my pieces here. These are my lining pieces, my two quarters, my tongue lining, and my heel counter. I think you can see a little bit better that way. So that's those pieces. I'm going to go ahead and make a rough cut on this piece so I can just kind of free these pieces up, and then I'll cut them individually. Okay, just kind of free them up from the bigger piece of leather so you can work with this one. Okay, and same way we did these, I'll cut one, and then you can just repeat for the following steps. Here, we're going to go ahead and cut out everything here. Just take your time cutting right on the line. I'm kind of holding the leather down as I'm cutting. Sometimes I'll free pieces up here, move it around. Sometimes I'll hold this piece on the outside as I'm cutting to keep things from moving around. And when I start my cut, even if I move and rotate, you can see I don't pick up my blade from the leather that I'm cutting. I go ahead and finish the cut. Okay, you'll also notice that what I'm cutting has no allowance for folding, just because we don't really have a skiver at this point, so we're not going to be skiving the leather. So we're just going to cut this what would be called raw edge, where you're just cutting the top line as it will be with no allowance. Okay, so we're just going to cut everything out, follow this same step for the rest of them. Also, when I cut, I'm usually standing. It helps kind of move around the leather a little bit more.